Hey guys, and praise the Lord. My name is Wendy Mbugua and I'm born again. Thank you so much for joining me. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you have not subscribed, kindly subscribe. You'll be supporting me big time, and also you get notified every time I upload a new video. I am a gospel artist, a worship leader, and a songwriter. And today, I just thought of sharing something with the upcoming gospel artists, okay? If you've noticed in my introduction, I usually introduce myself as a gospel artist, a worship leader, and a songwriter. So I thought about sharing something with the gospel artist, and then in the next video, I can share with the worship leaders, and in the next video I can share with the songwriters. Okay, so they are basically what I have learned in that period of being a gospel artist. And I might not be able to talk to every gospel artist because I've not been here long. Someone might argue I am upcoming, though some people will come for me for saying that I'm upcoming because they might feel like I've been here for long, but I've not been here for long. I've just been here for just 1 year. And I just want to share, some of these things we are never told. We just start music and then we find, wow, it's like this, kumbe. So I just felt that this video might be helpful for someone who is maybe aspiring to be an artist, or who is upcoming and maybe they've not learned so much. So the little I've learned, I am very ready to share it, because there's something I learned, that you're never too young to mentor. You're never too young to mentor. In whichever area you're in, you're never too young to mentor. You might look at yourself and feel like you've not been able to influence so many people, but those few that you have been able to influence, they matter. And you can still mentor them. You do not need to mentor 100 people to feel like a mentor. You can mentor those 2 people who are looking up to you. So I might feel like I've not been here for so long because I've just been here for just 1 year, but there's someone else who has been here for 6 months. So maybe there's a possibility that I know something that they don't. So that is why it is always important to just continue being faithful in your calling and in your area, and mentor as many people or as few people as possible, like wenye Mungu ameweka in your hands, just be faithful with that. So um what it has been to be a gospel artist for me, the one thing I'll say is that it has not been easy. It has not been easy. And yeah, these are the things that we are never told. It has its own challenges, but also there's a part of it that has been amazing and fulfilling, especially fulfilling. Oh my God, I cannot even describe how fulfilled I have felt seeing me live the life of my dreams, because I am literally living the life of my dreams. When I go to my phone and I see my song, when I go to YouTube and I see my song, that has been everything to me. It has brought me so much gladness in my heart and fulfillment, knowing that you're living your purpose and being able to achieve what you've always dreamt of. Manze, it has been God. It has been so fulfilling, and I really thank God. Honestly, I don't regret starting. I don't regret at all. It might have had some challenges, but I don't regret starting. It has been amazing. God has been faithful. But yeah, there are challenges that most people are never told when they're starting. You just face them along the way. But I want to share a few, let's say 6 things you should know as an upcoming artist. I'm going to explain them in details. And someone might just be helped. If you're not an artist, stick around. You might learn something that you can apply in your own field, or you might share with somebody, a friend, a relative who is an upcoming artist, or maybe they are aspiring to be gospel artists. Yeah, so I think it's important. Yes, so I'll get right into it. The 6 things you should know as a gospel artist. Number one, do your research. Okay, so this is something that I've learned, that it is very important to do your research in that field that you're about to venture, even before you venture it, and even when you're already in it. Ensure that you continually seeking knowledge about it. Know what is happening in the gospel music in Kenya. Know who is singing and how they are singing and the style that is being sung, and know how production is being done, especially producers who are the producers in the industry, who are the directors in the industry, who are the managers. Okay, it is very important to know, because they say that knowledge is power. So sometimes you just walk in it blindly, not knowing even what to expect. But I think it is important to know, because when you know, you're able to flow well without making some mistakes that you might end up making if you didn't know. Personally, I've made a lot of mistakes, but that does not mean that I really didn't do my research. I had tried to do my research, but maybe I should have done better. I would have known better. Actually, the thing that prompted me to make this video was a friend of mine. Imagine, she's an upcoming artist. She went to studio and she had a song, and she wanted to do a single. Of course, she only had enough money for a single song. So she went to studio and said she wanted to do a single. Now the producer told her that the government says that as an upcoming artist, you're not supposed to do a single. You can only do an album. Wow. Wacha akuwe frustrated, because now that means utafute pesa zingine za kufanya a whole album. So of course that is too much, and it is overwhelming, and it's a lie. Imagine, it's a lie. And I've actually realized it's a lie that is going around, because I've also received other DMs from people asking me, ni lazima ufanye album ukiwa upcoming artist. Imagine, it's a lie. It's not so. It's not so. They just say that to suck money out of you. That's just it. They want to suck money out of you. So you see, if my friend knew that, she would not have struggled to look for money for a whole album, because now it was so much pressure on her. She had to try so much and so hard to find that amount of money. One song on its own is already too expensive. Now tell me, if you have to find money for a whole 7 songs or 6 songs, that's too much. It's too much. So imagine she had to struggle that much. Sometimes you're not even ready with all the 6 songs, but now they've told you have to do 6 songs. So like, you have to now force issues until it happens, because you really want to do this. So that's why I say knowledge is power. Have information. Okay, seek information. Do not be ignorant. They say that ignorance have no defense. So just try to find out, who are the producers, how much are they charging, because some of them will charge you too much, and it's not even worth the work that they have done. But now, if you know how much they charge, you'll be in a better position. Do your research and know who are the producers. Don't just rely on one producer who has given you their feedback. Just research about many producers, approach them, talk to them, and then now settle on the best, the one that you feel is the best, also depending on your budget. Yeah. So do not just approach one producer and then take their word for everything. It's good to approach at least several, and then you can now settle on the best. Know where they are located. Know why some of them are charging more than others, because you realize that some of them are offering better quality audios than others. Okay, same case to directors, videographers. They have different charges. Know why they're doing that. Try to find out amefanyia artist mgani mwingine. Ask them, nataka kusikia song ya mtu mwingine yenye umeproduce, so that you can hear their work at least. Or if it's a videographer, just find out videos gani zingine amefanya. Okay, so have that kind of information. After recording your song, where are you planning to take it next? Okay, that's where marketing comes in. Okay, where do you plan to market it? How do you plan to market it? Where do you take it? Which media stations? Are you familiar with the gospel shows? Now, in this case, I talk to gospel artists. Are you familiar with the gospel shows that are aired on TV? Mm-hmm. Because some people just don't know what is being aired, but they want their songs to be there, you see. So you have to know which Christian TV and radio stations are there, okay? Which DJs are there, which gospel shows are being aired, which TV and radio presenters are there, okay? Emails za hizi stations ni gani? Get their contacts. Personally, I went to Google and I Googled some TV stations, and I found some emails, and then I started sending my song. Nobody told me that that's what you're supposed to do. But in the process of doing my research, I found some emails, and I ended up sending my songs, and some of them responded to me. Okay, so go research, Google if you have to, follow them, follow those TV stations and radio stations on Instagram, on Facebook. They are there. Push your songs and push your links. But now, if you don't know that there is Hope FM somewhere, if you don't know that there is NBCI somewhere, you may not be able to reach out to them. But do your research, find their emails, and send them. Okay, so have a plan, have that kind of a plan, that after this I want to do this, and I already know this, I know who to go to, who are the DJs. Follow them, inbox them, talk to them. Yeah, that is like something small about doing your research. That's point number one. Do your research. Point number two, save up. Okay, again hii hatuambiangwi, when you have one song, uko excited, niko na pesa kidogo, naenda studio, I do my recording, na bargain juu sina pesa mingi, na bargain, and then you end up doing your song. But it's very important to save up, because save up, like, so that you can have enough. Because this is one thing I've learned that I didn't know: music is so expensive. Music is expensive, and if you've not planned yourself, you'll complain and say, hey, hawa watu wanatulipisha pesa mingi. But sometimes it's not like wanakulipisha pesa mingi, that's just the worth of that work that they are doing for you. Okay, and yeah, if you want something quality, you have to invest for it. So that's what I also learned with music, and they say that cheap is expensive. So if you go for something cheap, most probably they might not give you the best. They might not give you the best for you know, when you give little amount of money. So you have to save up, you have to invest. If it's something that you're passionate about, you won't mind, you won't feel like it's a loss. It won't hurt you that I've spent this on my music, because you will know that it is worth it, especially if you're passionate about something. So it's very important to plan yourself, not just for production, but also for marketing. That's also something I didn't know. I just thought you have to have enough money for production, kurecord na kushoot, period. But I've also learned that you also have to plan yourself well for marketing, because after production you'll need to push that song, you need to push it on social media, on your Facebook, on your YouTube, and all that will cost money. If you do your research well, you learn about how to boost your posts on Facebook and on other social media platforms. So save up very well for that, so that you'll not end up being frustrated when they're asking you, let at this amount of money, and you're like, I do not even have anything close to that. So you have to be, prepare, save up, and invest well for it. Because like me, when I started, my first song, walifanya tu beat, vocals, wakashikanisha, and then it was done. Then as I continue to advance and grow in this area, I learned that haya unawekewa live instruments. Okay, so like in my latest song, they did a live lead guitar. In my second latest song, they did a live bass guitar. And for you to get those live instruments, because you're trying to better the quality of your audio, it costed me more, you see, because these things are very expensive. So you have to like really invest and have a plan, and invest well and save up for it. Personally, watu wamekuwa kiniuliza, how are you able to do song after song after song after song? I'm a student, by the way. If you don't know, I'm a student. But I can tell you that 90% of my songs, I have financed them on my own. Yeah, without the help of a parent or anybody. And how did I manage to do that? I got a job, and I thank God. It's something small, and it might even seem silly, but I got a small job, and I started saving up. I denied myself so much for the sake of music, so that I can be able to go to studio. So you need to take that, you need to go that extra mile of denying yourself, so that you can save up, so that you can release something that is good enough. So don't just sit there and feel like you do not have money. The best way to approach that situation is by saving up. And my point number 3, use what you have. Okay, use what you have. Don't pressure yourself. Nilikuwa naangalia songs za watu wengine before I started, and I'm like, yo, these people, they are glamorous, like locations zao wameenda in very big restaurants, very beautiful locations. They have these beautiful hair, beautiful dresses, perfect makeup, and I was like, where will I ever match to this? Will I ever? And then I learned you just use what you have, because when you understand the reason you're doing this, your goal and your aim and your objective, you'll not be bothered by some other things like makeup or dress. I speak for the ladies because I know these things really bother us. Um, just use whatever you have. When I did my first song, I didn't buy a new dress. I just went to my closet and picked any dress that I felt was good enough for the song, and I wore it. It's okay to wear an old dress in a shoot. You know, I have friends who are doing music na wananiambia, aki, I'm so stressed, aki guy, sijui ndio wapi pesa ya shopping. Just use what you have. The main important thing is, have you ministered with your song? That is the main important thing. What you wore is not very important. So do not pressure yourself, do not kill yourself because you cannot afford perfect professional makeup. I'm not saying that you be ignorant about such things, but personally, I am one person who has just gone freestyle with whatever I had. I have never even done professional makeup in any of my songs, though I really desire and I intend to in my next song, hopefully. God help me. But because I didn't have that time and I couldn't afford, I didn't kill myself for it because of it. I just used whatever I had. So do not feel like you're insufficient. Do not feel intimidated because you cannot afford this and this. As long as you have the important things, and that is, you have really passed the message that God gave you, well and good. Just go ahead and do it. Don't feel like I'm a student, sina pesa enough because of this and this and this and this. Hiyo kidogo uko nayo, just use it on the important things. Set your priorities right. I'd rather have a quality audio than a beautiful dress. Yeah, that's priority. I'd rather invest well in my audio or in my video than do something with my hair that is going to cost me so much that I don't have. Okay, so just use what you have. Just start venye tu uko, anza tu. God will continue to provide. He'll continue to be faithful. I have seen him being faithful. That is point number 3. Point number 4, network. Learn to network. Where I come from, we usually say adoneyoido. I don't know how to translate that directly. Adoneyoido. This is one thing I've learned and it really hit me. You know, personally, I am an introvert. I'm not so good at socializing. I'm not good at talking to people. Not unless you're very close to me and you're in my circle. You'll really find me talking to everybody. But music taught me that I need to network. And it is people who are going to help me because I cannot do it on my own. I learned that you will never subscribe for yourself. You will need subscribers. Na subscribers ni hao watu wenyewe, they'll become your fans. So you need to be very nice to people. Very nice to people. Do not ignore people. Your wealth will come from those people. Adoneyoido. So do not have this attitude where you cannot talk to people. It is people who are going to help you. Some of the interviews that I've gotten, imetoka tu na just talking to somebody, saying hi, and then I tell you, by the way, I know this and this person who can help you. By the way, I know this and this DJ. By the way, I can push your song and take it to this person. Okay, so no man is an island. Do not stay in your own world alone. Get out there and talk to people. Hear from people. They're going to help you. They're going to advise you. You're going to learn more when you're surrounded with people. Yeah, when you're nice to people, they're going to subscribe to you. They're going to share your music. But you see, if you just live in your own world alone, nobody will pay attention to you. Watakuwa wanasema, oh, nani mwenye anakuwa na maringo anaimba, you know. But when you socialize, it's going to help you so much. So just be nice to people, network, know people, talk to them. Okay, send them your song. Find out the DJs, send them your song, try to be their friend, befriend them. Okay, when you befriend them, you create a rapport, and then they're able to even approach you and talk to you and advise you where you need some help or some correction. So your world will come from people. Make sure you do not ignore people. Mm, I personally, I will not be where I am if some people were not helping me. I've had a team of people who are really guiding me and holding my hand. But it would not have been so if I didn't request them, or if I was just a mean person. Do not be proud even when God is taking you to levels. Just remain humble and love people. Be nice to people. You realize that as you advance, more people know you, and they're going to say hi to you in the streets, and you do not know them, but you have to smile at them and you have to be nice. Okay. At first, that was really bothering me when some people just want to talk to you, and you're like, I'm having a bad day. I just want to go home. Just let me be. But I've learned that it's very important to continue being nice to people. That is point number 4. Point number 5. Pray. Pray, 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 man of God, woman of God, pray. That is like the most important. Important. It is very important to pray. Personally, before I release a song, I usually pray and fast, because especially to know which song to do, because God has graced me, and I'm sure it is so with many other artists, that you find yourself writing so many songs. Like in my song book, I have so many songs, like I'd say over 50, 60. So if you tell me today to go to studio, I may not be sure which song to do today. I might not be sure. But I usually love to consult God. That's one thing I've learned from David the psalmist. He was a man who used to consult God, and he was a musician. I guess that's why I just am passionate about David. Those who know me, they know that I am always quoting the psalmist. And one thing I learned from the psalmist is that he used to consult. He was a warrior. He was a warrior. He knew that he had been called for this. He would win battles. He would go to the field and compete. He would go to the field and kill bears. He even killed Goliath. But even when he became a king, as high and mighty as he was, he still would take time to consult God and ask him, do I go to this battle? Do I go to the battlefield? Will you give me victory? He knew he can win. He had already won so many other battles. Remember that time he won and women were shouting that Saul has killed 1,000 and David has killed 10,000. He knew he can win. He had it in him. He knew he had been called for this. He knew he was a soldier. But he never ceased to consult. And that is something that has always kept me going. That I know I can sing. I have sung all my life. But I will never forget to consult God and ask God, is it time to do another song? Which song do I do? So as an artist, consult the Lord. Know what the Lord wants for his people in that particular season. Because a song might be good, but it's not even for that season. And now the only way you can know is by consulting God, because I know he's faithful in responding. And when I go into prayer and fasting, he always gives me a song and he confirms it in my heart. And true to those words, when I release that song, so many people are able to relate with that song. You get messages like, I was going through this and I just needed that message and now I am well. So you need to hear from the Lord. As a minister, you cannot do without prayer. As an entertainer, maybe, but as a minister, I can assure you, you cannot do without prayer. That is the most important. I love it when before I release a song or I start on a project, I go to the prayer center. I've done that not all the times, but severally, and I want to make it my habit. I want to be consistent in that. That before I do a project, I will take some time and go to the prayer center, know what the Lord wants, know what he wants me to sing, know the words he wants me to sing out, and just be with me throughout that whole procedure, because the whole production procedure is very, very, very tough. I have gone through frustrating moments in the seasons of production. inakwanga very tough, from going to the producer to the videographer to pushing your song. That whole season unaweza kuwa frustrated, ukuwe depressed, utake kuquit. I have had moments that I've really wanted to quit because of how frustrating that period was for me. So when you pray, you get a helper, and God reminds you that you're doing this for him. This is his project. Hata ukiface so many challenges, Holy Spirit becomes your comforter. He comforts you. He reminds you, my child, I called you to this. I did not call you to frustrate you or overwhelm you or drain you, but I called you so that my glory may be seen through this. I am just using you. You're just a vessel. So continue. Keep at it. So when you pray, you're able to hear all that. You're able to be sensitive to know what the Lord wants. And he helps you through that difficult time. I know it's hard. I have talked to other upcoming artists and they're telling me, man, this thing is frustrating. How do you manage to continue after all this? And I tell them, Jesus, it's just that. There's no other explanation to it. It's just God. He has just been with you. Why? Because you committed all your plans to him and he's now establishing them. He's giving you favor with God, with himself, and with men. So it's very important to pray. Take some time to pray. Do not just show up in studio and do your own thing. Just make sure you pray. Very important. And the final point, number 6. Be patient. Be patient. This journey, we all have different paths. We are not all the same. Okay? Do not compare yourself with somebody else. We are not all the same. So you have to understand that we all have different paths set out for us. And God knows your end to your beginning. He knows what he intends with your ministry. He knows what he wants to do with your ministry. So sometimes things might not happen as fast for you as you would have wanted them to, but you need to learn the art of being patient and knowing that the Lord began this, he will complete it. Okay? Do not be discouraged or frustrated when you put up a song and it's hitting 500 views and somebody else does 50,000 views. Okay? Just learn to be faithful with what he has given you. Those 500 people that he has given you, be faithful with them. Be content with them. He knows why he gave you 500 and not 50,000. Do not compare yourself with somebody else. Sometimes you even feel bad when somebody started after you and they have done so much better than you have done in so many years. And you're asking God, why? When is your time? Wait on the timing of the Lord. He knows and he has a reason why. Just continue to be faithful. We usually hear the parable of the talents. There are some who are given 10. Another one was given 5. Now the one who had 5 did not complain. He just needed to be faithful with that 5 because we receive grace according to our abilities. God knows your capacity. He knows your ability. So he knows. He understands. So make sure that you're just faithful with the few, the many he has given you. Do not be frustrated. Do not compare yourself to others. Just be content in your heart. And just remain faithful. He's going to be faithful. He's going to bless what you've done. He's going to entrust you with more when it is his time. Okay? He makes everything beautiful at his time. So just be content. Love what you're doing. Be passionate about it. And be faithful in your work because he called you for a reason. Yes, that is all I had for today. Thank you so much for being with me and for being patient. And I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Kindly subscribe and I love you so much. Bye-bye.